And welcome to the Garden Report after a Game 5 victory from the Boston Celtics, 123-101. They take a 3-2 series lead back to Washington. And, Nick, I have something to sing to you. There is no place like home for the playoffs. The playoffs, okay?
Jimmy, we saw Gino
for
tonight.
The 5th straight game, the home team has won handily. We did see Gino tonight.
We saw Gino, a rare sighting.
A very rare playoff Gino appearance. Usually he's slumming it in the balconies with the rest of the diehards, but he actually made his way to the Jumbotron. Nice little fun time for the fans after, I guess you could call it a fun game from start to finish, because the Celtics jumped on the Wizards early, and they didn't let their foot off the gas. 33 points in the first quarter. They shot 53% from the game. And when you do those things, when you limit the turnovers like they did, 11 turnovers, I think 12 team turnovers, you take away what the Wizards do best, and that is get out and run, score in transition. John Wall, as we know, one of the fastest players in the NBA, cannot be running fast when they're taking the ball out from under the basket more than half of the time.
Not only that, Jimmy, but making perimeter shots like you mentioned. No long rebounds on missed perimeter shots, less fast breaks for Washington. I think that definitely played into factor as well. And then, of course, Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley, big part of the Celtics shooting the way they did tonight, along with some guys like Al Horford. But this is Avery Bradley's night. This is a guy who, all about the hips going in this one. Not one hip pointer, but 2 hip pointers. Folks, it turns out the hips do lie, because despite the pain, Avery Bradley with 29 points tonight, 25 in the first half.
Setting the tone, for
Setting the tone on both ends. Continues to be one of the most underrated players on a national standpoint. I don't think players underrate him, but I think the casual NBA fan really does.
I would agree, too. Not only that, Jimmy, but he got a technical foul. I mean, that's so not Avery Bradley-like.
That was another rare occurrence.
Right,
he was kicking himself after that.
He was. He didn't want to give up the fine. Here's the deal, though. Isaiah Thomas scored 18 points tonight, played well, but didn't have to do everything. Guys like Avery, like Jay Crowder, like Al Horford stepped up. Avery Bradley, it wasn't so long ago we were watching him as a rookie here in the Garden, struggling, to hit perimeter shots. And, man, he has grown up. And Isaiah said after the game in the presser, no injury is no excuse. And that's a testament. I know I'm jumping around here a little bit, but that's a testament to Isaiah, because no excuse was an excuse for him.
Jumping around all nimbly-bimbly.
No excuse was an excuse for him because he was in every game despite the tragic loss of his sister. So as a leader, he could say that to his teammates. Avery Bradley stepped up tonight. He played injured and played amazing.
Hurt or injured, that's the difference. You don't want to play injured, but you will play hurt.
Yeah.
So, and it is the playoffs. A lot of guys are playing through bumps and bruises right now. I'm not going to say it's hockey level where, the season ends and they're all having, open heart surgery or whatever it may be the next night. But these guys, they put it all out there. They were the team, and Brad Stevens said it, they played with purpose tonight, more purpose than the Wizards. They were the better team tonight. It's not that complicated in this series. The team that wants it more and plays better has won this series. It hasn't been a back-and-forth sort of grinded-out series in each of these games.
It's been very frustrating, though, because you see the Celtics tonight come out and play like the team we know they can be, and you are so not confident going into Game 6, and we'll preview Game 6 in Part 2.
Right.
But the way the inconsistencies in this series has been, and really in the playoffs in general, you cannot feel comfortable. And I hope the Celtics don't feel comfortable, because they play better with a chip on their shoulder and a bit from behind.
I would agree, and it was good to see that, in Game 2 when the Celtics won that game, they needed 53 points from Isaiah Thomas. So the fact that he had help tonight, and they still went, and they, he wasn't on his. He didn't need to score 30 points. He needed to score 40, and he could count on his teammates. We talked about it. Jay Crowder had 18. Al Horford had 19. Shot 8 of 9 from the field, and Avery Bradley obviously had that. One of his probably best
better games of his career,
playoff performances of his career
high
for sure.
In the playoffs, I think.
For sure, and he's one of the guys that has a little bit of playoff experience on a team that doesn't have a lot. We're going to talk about how that might affect the Celtics on Friday night. In Part 2, so stick right there. Before we go, Part 1 was brought to you by
ZipRecruiter. It is the largest job site in the world. 200 job listings, all with the one click of the button. You could get a free listing by going to ZipRecruiter.com/sportsfan.
Sportsfan.
That's it, Jimmy.
That's easy. We got a lot of sports fans watching, so
we do.
Just for them.
Part 2 will be right back.
Part 2.
Jared
Keep
Weiss
it
will
right
join
there.
us.
Jared Weiss will join us.